Welcome to another episode of the Holistic Cannabis Show, where I am your host, Dr. Yolanda Henderson, and I have with me my wonderful co-host, Mr.
Henderson.
Yes, my awesome husband. I love you, honey. I am glad to be back with you this week for another episode of all of this interesting information and all this stuff going on in the society today. We have had a crazy week with all this stuff going on and this COVID, re-entering back, into the world, to the society. But then we had another death, that just, a police death that involved a young man that was very dear to us. But I want you all to sit back and enjoy the show. Mr. Henderson is going to give you all the outlets to watch the show today. Go ahead.
You can give us a call at 470-251-4647, Instagram manifesttv.status, Facebook Status Network LLC, Periscope status_network_, Twitter status_network_, Amazon Fire Stick and Roku Status Network, Manifest TV, look that up, and YouTube, we on Manifest TV.
Yes, we are global. Okay, so any outlet you want to watch us on, or you want to invite somebody to watch us, you can do that. Actually have them to call so we can have this conversation started. So today we're talking about Mr. George Floyd's death. We're talking about how businesses are being, rioted, and the impact of the death is gone global. We're talking about graduates today on today's show. We want to honor our graduates and tell them congratulations. And then we have a special guest, Dr. Teresa Harris, who's going to be with us talking about COVID-19 and information that you can use for your body and your health, and explaining the benefits of natural health. And also we have Mr. Bishop David Thibodeaux. He might come on and talk about some things and give us a word of encouragement this week. And then also we're honoring Mr. Manson Johnson. We want to tell him rest in peace, and have a lot of information about him and how he was a very impactful man to society. And we're going to let Mr. Henderson talk about also NTH credit, and then we're going to talk about our scans for vitamin deficiencies. We want to get that going. We want to also tell you about our strain of the day, and also the community services that is going on in your community. So all of the churches, all the communities that are joining together to help each other in this time of need right now. So we're going to take this quick break, and we're going to be back with Dr. Harris as she discusses COVID-19 and tips and remedies that you can use. Thanks.
We're now enrolling for Saturday 5-week comprehensive medical cannabis courses.
at 404-631-6360 for more information.
All right, we're back. And we have our very, very special guest today. She is one of our students that came to our very first class, so we have long-term history. Dr. Harris, I want to welcome you to our panel. You can introduce yourself some more, tell everybody about what you do and your credentials, and welcome again to the show.
Okay, thank you. Thank you for having me. It's a pleasure to be on. I am Teresa Harris. I am a biomedical doctor, and what that simply means for me, or I guess probably maybe I should say biomedical scientist. And biomedical scientists, or people like me, are in many different areas, but my specific area of expertise is doing clinical research. So I do clinical research at my clinic here in Columbus, Georgia, and I mainly focus on neurological diseases like Alzheimer's, Parkinson's disease, stroke, MS, neuromyelitis optica, and anything that deals with the central nervous system. And so that's my day job, but my afternoon job or my side hustle or whatever you want to call it is natural medicine. I am a firm believer in natural medicine, and I believe as long as we can trust God to heal our bodies and allow our bodies to naturally heal, then I think we will actually get a cure. Yeah. And I know that in medicine, we typically cannot say, or it's illegal for us to say, that anything can treat, cure, or cure. But I've found that if we use a holistic approach with God's medicine, that we can find a great avenue or a great pathway for healing.
Awesome. That is so right. You're right and extremely correct. This is what we talk about on the show. We talk about, how natural remedies are the best. And I mean, having your expertise can really help people, and especially with the COVID-19. So can you tell us a little bit about that?
Okay. Do you want to know specifically how I used to treat my patients with that, or just about the disease itself?
Yes, about both, a little bit of both. You can explain what you have found out about the disease, and also, what are you doing to treat your patients?
Okay. Well, I'm not a COVID-19 expert, but I am a holistic expert, and I can look at this disease as I have with many others. And with the COVID-19 pandemic that we have here in America, it's one of those diseases where, to be totally honest with you, I don't care about how much information you hear. We just don't know. And as a researcher, one of the things that I am probably more familiar with is the disease process. And with this particular disease, it's not like anything that we've ever seen.
Okay.
And so I don't know how to not say that. And I don't know how to not say that because of the behavior of this particular virus, it's almost like a child with a tantrum. It's just not acting right. It's acting out of character. It's not doing what it's supposed to do.
Right.
And one of the things that surprises me with this particular virus is that we call it a coronavirus. I have not seen it under the microscope, so I don't necessarily know that it's a coronavirus because it's not acting like a coronavirus. I know that we've been told that it's a coronavirus. And so I'm just suspicious because when you think about the pathology of any virus or disease, and think about where we've been told that this disease originated. First, we were told that it originated with a bat and then a pangolin, which is an animal. The problem that I have with this particular disease is the fact that if it was what we call zoonotic, meaning that it occurred in animals, and most zoonotic illnesses only stay in animals. It doesn't mutate to humans. So this particular virus that was zoonotic actually mutated from a animal to a human, and then it had to mutate again from a human to another human. And so And it did that within just a matter of months. And if anybody knows half of what they've learned in school about infectious disease process, this just doesn't go along with it.
Right.
And so the fact that with this disease, we don't have anything that we can throw at it as far as antivirals, antibiotics, any kind of immunosuppressant agents, we don't have anything. But the only thing that has worked has been God's medicine. And I'm happy to say that something that is as simple as elderberry and something as simple as sea moss and cannabis and ginger and probiotics. Those are the things that I've armed my tool chest with and treated my patients. And to date, I have not had not one person to not only have passed from this terrible disease, I've not had anyone to actually get it who actually was put on my regimen. Before this thing became widespread as it is, I reached out to all of my patients, I reached out to my family, and I reached out to my friends. And what they got was this care package, take it, you know, and this is what we have. And so far, thumbs up, you know, we have been very successful with this.
Wow. Well, thank you for that information, that input. I also, you know, tried to do a care YouTube or care, you know, Facebook, but not everyone has Facebook. Not everyone has YouTube. So, you know, it's kind of hard. You know, you want to be there to help people and you want to tell them about God's medicine and you want to, you know, encourage, you know, more naturopathy than allopathic. But it seems like in today's society, there's not a lot of that going around. And if they do, they're misinformed on the correct regimen type or the correct type of elderberry or the correct, because everybody is trying to make money off of this. And they see a opportunity. Okay, let's make elderberry, but it's not real elderberry. Or let's go and get some ginger, but it's not organic, fresh ginger. So you have that problem in society where not all things are as it seems, and then they'll blame it on, well, I did this, or I tried to do, you know, the natural stuff, but it didn't work, you know. And it's not like, you know, if I got to go and get you and bring you to my house and treat you, you know, I can give you and make sure you're taking the correct thing. So it's a little different. And, you know, I just want to, you know, tell those families that have, you know, had a death. There's been a death in my family from the COVID-19, and I send out prayers and condolences, because this is something that it hits home, you know. And when it hits home, it's like, oh no, you know, I thought I had this thing under control. I thought my family, we were gonna conquer this demon and, you know, and put it under our feet. But then, you know, you feel kind of, you know, discouraged and things like that. So I want to appreciate you again today for your information and your input. Is there anything else you want to tell our listeners and our audience today? We're global, so you have opportunity to give out your information.
Well, one of the things that I would like to just strongly urge is that they become proactive. A lot of people think, okay, I'm not going to get this because, you know, I'm not around people. I'm not exactly sure or convinced that this is not airborne. There's just no way we can have such high massive numbers right now without it being airborne. So that is, you know, and that's just not my suspicious mind. That is just like, okay, these are questions that need to be answered. And the way that we can be proactive with this is start taking these things that we know that boost our immune system. And what I love about this is that this is not something that we can excuse our way out of, because you say, oh, I can't afford that treatment. I can't afford that. Well, you can afford $10. You can afford, you know, they have it in the store. Now, I don't suggest getting your elderberry in the store or even the drugstore. I don't like that. But there are people, a number of people that are selling elderberry on the internet. You probably know someone right within your community that's doing it. And So right now, I say to people that there's no excuse. If you didn't do anything proactively before it became a pandemic, you can still do something right now.
Right.
This disease virus looks like it's going to be around for a minute.
Right.
So this is something that I practice and advocate every day. My family, we have a checklist because that's just how serious I am about it.
Right.
There's no sense bringing something in my home or around you just because I love you. So there's no excuse. They can call me. They'll get it for free. I'll ship it to them. That's just how serious I am, because this was brought to take us out. I do think this probably was an accident, but even if it was an accident, this was some kind of biologic that was meant to harm someone.
Yes.
A weapon.
Yep. Like a weapon.
Yeah, exactly. This is not organic. There's just no way. This was manufactured.
Right.
And I no longer am afraid to say that. I'm retiring. So that cuts out like 90% of why I was afraid,
Right.
So I'm not afraid of doing studies anymore. I'm not afraid of not being, asked to the table for my opinion or scientific advice. I'm over that now. This is something that is going to kill us, and there's more to come.
Yes.
So if we don't get out right now, those of us who are naturopath, those are us that are in the know, those are us that are pastors, Christians, God is calling us this time now to actually be healers and faith walkers. So
Yes.
I'm standing in the gap for
Yes.
all of us that are not knowing, all of us that are ignorant to the fact of this, but I'm ready to raise the alarm.
Yes. All right. Well, thank you so much. Do you have any tips? I know you said you had a checklist, and I know you don't have to give out your checklist, but can you give us a couple of things? I've already given some things, and I know you said elderberry. What else would you say besides elderberry? And I think you said sea moss. And
that I like for this. One is elderberry, obviously.
Okay.
2 is moss. 3 is cannabis. 4 is probiotic, and then 5 is ginger. So they get a package of those 5. And
there you go.
I won't say I don't care where they get it, but as long as they can get
and they can get their hands on it. And now tell me, this is the Holistic Cannabis Show, and I know you went to the Atlanta Academy of Cannabis Science. You went to a seminar, and so tell me, what is your input on cannabis and the COVID? Because there's research out here now they're saying about the terpenes and different the anti-inflammatory benefits. What do you feel like?
Oh, I wholeheartedly, and thank you once again for being able to be a pioneer in getting information out for those of us who want to know more about cannabis. And the Academy was a great experience for me. It opened up some things that I didn't even realize. So it was an amazing opportunity.
Yes.
Secondly, what I love about cannabis and why I've actually added that into my regimen, because I would add that into any regimen, to be totally honest. We could be talking about a broken toenail and I'll still say cannabis. But, but you can't beat the anti-inflammatory response for that.
Okay.
And just to speak to that just a little bit more, because I know that so many people have got some false information about anything that's anti-inflammatory because of this COVID, because they're worried about what we call, or they call cytokine storm. And I think they have to understand that that is absolutely nothing to do with cannabis, because if that was the case, then you need to just kill yourself, because you have cannabinoids in your brain, and those same 2 cannabinoids that we have in our brain are also ones that are actually influential in our inflammatory response.
Right.
So it's absolutely imperative that we use that on a day-to-day basis. Sea moss, elderberry, the probiotic, because even though this is a virus, we do know that probiotics have some type of influence on viruses and antigens. So we got to have that ginger juice. I drink it every day just because I love the taste of it.
Yes.
But but the way that it opens up your sinuses, the way that it opens up your nasal passageways, it helps you breathe out. For those of us that need to expectorate, to cough it out, ginger is great for that.
Mm-hmm.
Sea moss has 92 of the 102 vitamins and minerals that we need,
Mm-hmm.
but it's great for your respiratory tract.
Right.
It's also antiviral.
Mm-hmm.
So you can't compare
Mm-hmm.
that, and it gives you general health. And
Yes.
so, because our
Yes.
body lacks so many vitamins and minerals, because we cook it
Yes.
out, we nuke
Yes.
it out in the microwave,
Yes.
and we heat it up. So, because we lose some of those bioactive ingredients, it's
Mm-hmm.
imperative that we actually supplement that in some
Yes.
type of way.
You're so right on it. I appreciate you again, Doctor. I appreciate and love you. Thank you so much for all of your information. You are wonderful. I appreciate you for joining the class, and keep doing what you're doing. You're a pioneer. You're breaking forth barriers right here today, even now, for things to come and people to get healed, hopefully, and using another person to help with this, getting this out, is going to be the best benefit of getting the knowledge out, because one person may say, okay, well, she's doing it this way, what is her input? So you get two different separate inputs on COVID, and you see that they're basically the same. We talk about the same things. Cannabis, of course, the elderberry. I'm drinking the elderberry tea right now as we speak, And so, hey, you're right on. I appreciate everything that you're doing. Again, keep doing what you're doing, and I hope to see you back on the show again.
I hope so. I hope
Yeah.
so. I didn't even know. I think I did see something about your show.
Uh-huh.
I think maybe a few weeks ago, and just
Okay.
haven't found the time to circle back and
Uh-huh.
look at it and see what it's all about.
All right. Well, God bless you. Share, with your family and friends that we're having the show, and hope to again see you again on the show. We'll talk to you later.
Okay, good luck.
All right.
Bye.
Thank you. Bye bye. All right. That again, Dr. Harris. We're going to leave her information in the comments, and you'll be able to contact her if you have some information. She's with the apothecary. She has her own apothecary clinic, and we didn't get her to finish talking about that, but we will put her information out here and on our website as well. Now we have some more information, some information about credit repair. Mr. Henderson will give you some information about that after this video we have. That was awesome.
All right. Yeah, that was pretty cool. That was the little commercial from NTH Credit. I appreciate it. I appreciate it. And so, with the credit portion, what we're still talking about is methods of dispute. All right, I just want to drop out some real quick tips for your dispute. Whenever you send your first letter to the credit bureaus, all three of them, Equifax, Experian, and TransUnion, what you want to do is you want to make sure that you always send copies of your ID, right? Identification is one of the most important key parts of accessing your credit report. Send a copy of your state-issued or government-issued ID, your driver's license, passport, that kind of thing. Another form of identification could be the copy of a lease where you live, or some type of mail that you get from your house. All right, you want to make sure that you always send that kind of information. When you send that kind of information, pinpoint directly what your dispute is with the credit bureaus and tell them you'll take nothing no less than removal from the credit report. All right, in every line item request. All right, you'll take nothing less than removal. Now, the reason that I'm able to tell that is because I am also the owner of NTH Credit Repair. Now, what I do with my techniques and everything like that, I don't really keep it a secret because federally, credit repair is something that you can do for yourself. All right, but however, there are those instances where you get stuck in a bind and you need some consultation or some guidance. Maybe you get stuck with something, you send something to the credit bureau, and the credit bureau respond back to your request as verified, right, or that they have, confirmed that this debt is actually yours, and you don't quite know what to do with that situation. From there, reach out to us and give us a call. Our website, www.nthcredit.net. Mm-hmm. All right, and we'll get with you more from there.
Yeah.
All right. Make sure you get them disputes in, though, because right now the credit bureau is having some issues.
All right.
Now, can I keep going?
Yeah, go ahead. Talk about what's going on in America, in the U.S., in the world.
If y'all out there and y'all thirsty and y'all need something to drink, y'all want something real good to drink,
no.
go find a Calypso lemonade. All right. So this weekend, we was posted up. We was at the spot. You know what I'm saying, man? We was live on set in Atlanta at the protest downtown. You know what I'm saying? We was there. We was on site. We got some footage. Yeah. Let's get live about that.
Let's show what we saw.
With your street report. You know what I'm saying? Them folks that shot the little gas. Them folks that shot the little gas off. But guess what? Still live. Right. So with just those couple of little smoke bombs that the folks that throw, that it made everybody disperse out. Everybody had to roll. You know what I'm saying? It's still getting live over here. Yes, sir. Still live. There's a bird in the sky. You know what I'm saying? That it got the crowd to back up a little bit. You see everybody still down here. You know what I'm saying? They backing up everything, right? Bruh. It was all the way live. For those few minutes, it was live. It was strong out here. We came deep. So now everybody mobbing back to their little cars, I guess. Finna roll up somewhere else. You know what I'm talking about? Following the crowd. All right.
All right. Yeah, so tell us what happened. What was going on? Tell the audience what was going on.
That was in downtown Atlanta. It was a lot of stuff going on. It was a lot of windows getting broke out. Yeah. The College Hall of Fame downtown, that took some damage. Lenox Mall didn't really take a bunch of damage, but across the street in that general area, they took a lot of damage. Mm-hmm. Now, we are joined on the phone with somebody who is actually on the ground in Minnesota.
Yes.
And so if we could real quick, we're going to go to that. We're going to take that call right there and let somebody who is actually on the ground with with the longest protest of my time,
Yes.
you know, that I can remember. They in Minnesota, all right?
Minnesota.
So we're going to go and see what's up with them, and we're going to take this call right here. We got our correspondent way from Minnesota, Lamar Goodhair Jenkins in the building. Lamar.
Hey, what's up, Congo?
It's on fire out there, man. What are y'all doing out there, man?
Man, a lot of people are fed up, man. I knew something was going to happen, but I didn't think nothing to the extent of what happened. I didn't see that coming at all. It got out of hand. A lot of stuff got burned down, a lot of small businesses, a lot of big businesses. It's been hectic.
So, man, what's the general move? What is this, like day number 3 out there?
Yeah, for the most part, yeah. I mean, a lot of people are, going on about their everyday life. There's been the last couple of nights, it's been an 8 o'clock curfew. And that first night, there wasn't nobody really listening to it. Nobody cared. But last night, that 8 o'clock curfew kicked in, and it got a little rough out there. And, just with the National Guard being here, and then on top of that, the local police force, I mean, it was still, I was listening to the police scanner for St. Paul and Minneapolis last night. I stopped listening. I lost track of how many shootings there were getting called in. So, I mean, I don't know what that was about, if it was police involved or what. Or
Now, one of my Facebook posts that came through said that all of the live feeds from Instagram and Facebook was cut last night.
Yeah, a lot of those have been getting cut. I guess they didn't want no live feed for whatever reason. I'm guessing because they knew things might get hectic out there, and they didn't want that to be on the live feed.
Wow.
I know I watched a lot of it through a different outlet, an independent media outlet. I can't remember the name of it, but they were out there with their cameras, and there was one point in time the police shoved them inside of a business. They didn't care if it was media or not, because at first they was like, media is exempt from the curfew, but...
Right.
That's what you would think. They
gotta get I mean, after a while, they were back out there. I mean, some cops were really enforcing it. I mean, there were media personnel getting taken to jail. I saw videos of media personnel getting shot with paintball guns with rubber bullets from the police. So, I mean, it was hectic.
Hey, man, I got a question for you. Out of all your remembrance back from history, have you ever remembered a time where a protest ended peacefully?
Dang.
Put that on your Facebook page. See if you can get an answer on that for me by next week, and we'll circle back around, and you can tell me if somebody gave you that answer. All right? Because if we sit here and wait, you're not gonna be able to come up with that answer.
Right.
Hey, yeah, I was just thinking about it. Like, me personally, I don't know of one at all.
If anybody that's watching us on Facebook can Google and find out when the last time a protest ended peacefully with no damage, let me know. I got $10 for you.
Man. That's the question of the day right there.
That's the question of the day right there. So, man, so where does your city go from here? Because surely you can't protest every day.
Exactly.
All right, that just ain't going. That's not realistic, and it's not sustainable.
Right.
So where do you go from here, as a resident of where you live at? Seeing as that George was murdered in your city, where do you see your city moving from here?
What I would like is for people to come together and try to figure something out. I mean, this has been something that's been going on for so many years. and it's starting to get ridiculous. And I mean, you know, you got all these instances going on with the police and the general public, and when, you know, Kaepernick, you know, decided to take a knee, you know, everybody, you know, and that was okay, let's take a knee. It's a peaceful protest, but of course they didn't like that. And now that everything is getting torn up, they don't like that either. So, I mean, eventually there's got to be some kind of common ground met where the government officials, along with the public, we got to come together on something. But
I got one for you right here, cuz I got a suggestion for you right here that was just put on my Facebook page. If you're a police and you get an infraction for, you know what I'm saying, assaulting or hurting somebody that you took an oath to protect and serve for, if you get any kind of infraction, that's it. Your cop license is done.
I agree on that one.
You should have to serve the same amount of time as if I go out here and kill somebody.
Yes.
Yeah.
Period.
That's true, because the officer who killed George Floyd, he had a nice little rap sheet himself on the other side, on the side of the law, of course.
Right.
But his rap sheet was definitely a little sketchy. I don't know how he was even still on the force.
Right. And then the officer that murdered Philando Castile.
Right there in Minnesota.
He was a problem officer.
Yeah.
But what about that officer, that black officer that shot that white lady? They ain't had no problem with that. They hurry up and gave him the docket.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that case went through real swift,
real quick, and he was charged with a murder.
Yeah, and he didn't have there was no video evidence or anything.
Nothing.
So it's like, okay, how do you do that? How do you make that work?
So now the question that we gonna put out there again is this protest justified? Not just for the killing of George. Had they been having this coming for a long time? This been long overdue.
Yeah.
Yeah, people were fed up, and I mean, and it's crazy because, you know, I get on social media and I see a lot of people saying they didn't even know where Minnesota was, let alone.
Wow.
It's definitely bringing a light to the situation.
Yes.
I mean, like I said, people are fed up, and it's trickling across the whole country.
Yeah,
the world.
Across the whole world, because we got people in Berlin,
South Africa and Iran.
And I was like, okay.
Yeah, we got people all over the world getting with you, cuz. So, you know what I'm saying? Minnesota, man, to the whole state of Minnesota, man, everybody that I know out there, all my friends, all my family members, say, man, y'all just be safe out there.
Safe.
All right? When they cut off them live feeds, that's when they get bad. All right? That's when they get real bad. That's why they don't want you to see that.
And then they called in the National Guard. So how many National Guards across how many states in America are they going to deploy? And do we really have enough National Guard before they start sending in the Army? And then they said the Air Force, they were going to shoot missiles down on people. Did you hear anything about that?
I haven't, and I don't know if that, I mean, if they escalate it to that extent, it's not going to make anything stop. It's going to make things worse. It's going to be all-out war.
Yeah.
And then we're supposed to be going to war with China. So.
Well, all right then, man. Well, hey, man, I appreciate you calling and everything, man. I appreciate you for calling in and giving us the rundown, man, at ground zero out there.
Oh, yeah.
No problem, family.
Hey, man, y'all be safe out there, man.
Yeah.
You too. I just want to say, rest in heaven, Uncle Manson. We love you.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We're finna talk about that right now. Yeah. All right, cousin.
I love y'all. Y'all take it easy.
All right, love you too.
too.
Hey, man, my uncle passed away yesterday. A good man. All right, a good man.
Yes.
Unc was a good example for not only myself, but the other male people in my family, my cousins, and everything, man. He impacted so many people, man, and so many people's lives. You know what I'm saying, man? And he passed away this morning from complications due to COVID-19.
Yeah.
So, you know what I'm saying, man? Hey, man, I'm just here today. Man, I'm just here. You know what I'm saying? Ain't no telling what I'm going to say in the next few minutes. But, you know what I'm saying, man, I want to send a shout-out, man, to my family, to my auntie Zelda, my cousin Missy, my cousin Matthew and Bracy. Man, y'all just hold down, man. You know what I'm saying, man? You got my prayers, man. You got my prayers. I want to send a shout-out to my whole Johnson family, man. My whole Johnson crew, man. I love y'all, man.
Yeah.
I love y'all, man. And, man, I'm praying with y'all, man, and I'm here with y'all, man, and I'm here for y'all, man. Anytime y'all want to call us, man, hit me up.
All right. So with all of that said, we have, gone through and talked about the cannabis and healing and how that's helping, and just this police brutality going on around the world. We in a pandemic. We got so much going on, everybody.
Look, people got a problem with black people all over the world, all right? Yeah. And I just want to say this, man, to people who just think that the race problem is just confined to the United States border, all right? People all over the world got this problem with people of color, all right? And the issue, because of social media, is becoming more and more exposed, all right? Now, people say, oh, tearing up your own community ain't going to help, all right? Now, I'm kind of like torn between the two, because at one point, you know what I'm saying, if we've been peacefully protesting since the days of Dr. King, right? Peacefully protesting, going on and on and on. This 2020, people who look like me still get treated bad.
Right.
You really think that we're gonna keep protesting?
Right.
It's gonna take more than just us with the peaceful protest to change anything or do anything about it. All right. Even though we as a race is bearing the most of the brunt for the hatred.
Right.
All right. But it's going to take more than us to change that. Right. All right? It's going to have to take some of y'all non-black people, all right, to get involved with the situation. Now, is tearing up everything going to solve it? No, it's not sustainable. All right? We can all agree there. All right? But in an instance where you tried the peaceful way, you got to do something to get the attention to let the people know, hey, man, stop screwing with us. All right? We ain't going to take it no more.
Well,
all right?
We have. We've seen some...
It got to be. It got to be some action. Listen. I teach my kids against bullying.
Yeah.
All right? Every day, all day, I teach my kids against bullying. All right? We dead set against that. But at the same time, if somebody else's kid bully my kid the first time, my kid might not say nothing because he might be scared. All right? The second time, he going to come and tell me. And I'm going to go and talk to the school and do what the real damn thing, go to the school, talk to the peoples, right? But that fourth or fifth time and my kid's still getting bullied, I'm not going to tell him or her, because I got 8 kids, so I'm not going to tell him or her to not do nothing. I'm not going to tell them to go and tell hey man, go and tell the teacher again. No, we tried that already. All right? Next thing that I'm going to do after that is tell my kid, you bust that ass. All right? And if you get beat up when you come to the house, we going to go there. All right? You know what I'm saying? And we going to handle that. It ain't going to be no jumping on. It ain't going to be no, you know what I'm saying? Ain't going to be no foolishness. All right? But I'm going to teach my kid to defend themselves. All right? Now, the Constitution also says that I have the right to defend myself against tyranny. All right? Whether that tyranny is in a uniform and a badge, or whether that tyranny got a bandana around his face, guess what? I'm going to blow your ass off.
Ooh,
all right? Feel that.
Go. All right. So black people are tired. I mean, we've been doing the peaceful, as you hear. We've been doing the peaceful, and then we have the names. We have names of individuals. George Floyd, Ahmaud Arbery, Tatiana Jefferson, Botham Jean, Renisha McBride, Jonathan Farrell, Jordan Edwards, Jordan Davis, Alton Sterling, Ayanna Jones.
Just
we got
listen to
Mike
them.
Brown, Tamir Rice, Charleston 9. I mean, these are Sean Bell, Oscar Grant, Sandra Bland, Philandro Castro, Corey Jones, John Crawford, Terrence Crutcher, Keith Scott, Clifford Glover, Randy Evans, Yvonne Smallwood, Amando Delio, Walter Scott, Eric Gardner. We're tired. I mean, all of these are people in my lifetime.
Check this out.
We ain't talking about people way back in history.
I can't go nowhere because I'm black.
Yeah.
I can't do nothing because I'm black. If I say something to you, it's because I'm black.
Right.
If I don't say nothing to you, you going to take my black for advantage.
Yeah. Yeah.
We going to rumble.
Yeah.
All right, period. That's what it comes to. Hey, man, if you're a business owner and you got your windows bust out your shop this weekend, hey, man, I apologize dearly, man. But say, man, maybe instead of complaining about your window getting busted out, maybe you need to go talk to the Chamber of Commerce. Maybe you need to be the one to go show up at the city hall meeting and go and talk to some of the mayors. Since you got your business license, then you're business minded enough on how to deal with the city. Maybe you should go and talk to the city. If you're a store owner and you witnessing the police harassing the people who support your business, and you choose to say nothing, when it's that time, your window gonna get busted out, all right? You know what I'm saying? I'm just letting you know. I'm not advocating it, but at the same time, you cannot continue to take from the neighborhood, refuse to give anything back to the neighborhood, and not even help to assist the neighborhood.
Yeah.
You can no longer exist in our neighborhoods like that.
There you go.
All right?
All right, shouts out to all the graduates before we leave. We have a number of graduates today. We want to shout them out, congratulating everyone for their job well done and accomplishments throughout the year. We have them scrolling here today. We appreciate your time to be on our show, and so we thank you again, and we want everyone to wish them a well future and hopes for success going forward. We don't know what today is going to end with. We don't know what the world is going, but we do know we have babies that we want to uplift and encourage to be somebody, to run for office, for be that change in society. That everybody is not bad. All black people are not bad. There's, a saying that you can't judge a book by its cover. So never ever look down on a black person and say, oh, they're bad. Look at these babies, they're graduated.
Yeah, all black people are not bad. All cops are not bad.
Not all cops
but
are
all
bad.
black people are not threats.
You're right.
All right?
Right.
Just keep that in mind, man, when y'all be floating that idea around here, man, about all cops ain't bad cops now. All black people ain't threats neither.
Yes.
All
right.
That, man, if it's 4 police and it's just one of y'all, man, police, y'all need to ease up, man.
Yes.
For real, man. Y'all police need to ease up. Ain't nobody trying to tell y'all how to do y'all job. Shit, man. Ease up.
All right, and so we're also conducting scans. If you have or want to know if you have a vitamin deficiency, please contact me, the Holistic Society Health and Wellness Clinic. I am the doctor of that clinic. You can contact me at 404-631-6360. If you have an ailment that you can't get rid of and you want some technical advice from a machine that's going to give a biofeedback for your body, for your health issues, you don't want to get the blood drawn. This is a non-invasive machine scan that I can come to you and give you your scan, and it's a very cheap price. So give us a call if you are interested in that as well. Anything else?
No, I'm ready
Strain
to roll.
of the day?
Strain of the day? Man, there's any strain that you can get a hold of right now that's going to relieve that pressure, man.
Yes.
Say, man, y'all need to be safe out there.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying, man? Like I said, man, riding, I do not advocate for riding specifically, but I do understand when it's a time that is needed, you know what I'm saying, and man, this seems like it's one of them times, all right? So, you know what I'm saying, man, hey man, it's still here all day with me, man, and I'm going to still tell it to you exactly how I think. My opinion is my opinion. It does not reflect the views of Status Network or of Holistic Cannabis Show. My views is my views, and hey, I got them. I
There
got
you
my
go.
views.
There you go.
All right.
Advocate, be safe.
Be safe out there, man.
You can do it safely.
Y'all stop tearing up shit now.
You want to, Keisha Bottoms said stop tearing up Atlanta.
Stop tearing up your joint now. You know what I'm saying?
Because they're going to have to rebuild
the
it. So, and then we have some celebrities that is calling for a peaceful protest.
I'm just saying, real quick on that. I'm just saying, though, it's real easy for you to say, don't spend no money one day when you got $5 million.
Yeah. Ooh. You heard
You
that?
still my guy, though, dog. You still my guy. I'm jamming your shit to death. But some things is easier said than done. That's my whole
Shouts
point.
out to NWA. I knew you was going to do it.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So we going to get out of here, man.
Yes.
Our time is pretty much spent
right.
up here. So we going to get out of here. Hey, man,
you
go
next
grab
week.
you a Calypso. Go grab you a Calypso, man. They always cold. All right? They always cold.
Get your elderberry tea.
Yes, sir.